Let me just first briefly touch on scope 1, 2, and 3. Right? Scope 1 is basically indirect emissions, meaning, let's say universe has a fleet of vehicles for maintenance purposes. All the petrol that burns in that actually is an indirect emission that we are creating. Scope 2 is what we are consuming, meaning all the electric lights, switches, aircon, all these are scope 2. And then scope 3 is anything outside of these two, meaning it could be your supply chain. So supply chain team sending goods to the company, the fuel that he burned, or the products that we buy. Now, touching on what he asked, there are different levers, right? So once you know your baseline, meaning you know where your current business as usual emissions are for your net zero journey. So you look at your historical data, you look at your current consumption, you do a trend analysis and say, oh, this is basically what you're looking at the last 2-3 years, and this is what is business as usual baseline. Once you have established that, then you will look at different levers. Okay, shall we change the entire fleet to EV? Or if that is not an option, what about playing with renewable energy? Like this building is 100% solar power, right? So if you have those panels installed and reduce your dependence on the PV grid, you could actually optimize your cooling system here. You can actually use a lot of IoT sensors, meaning now we look at the crowd in this room, right? If none of you were there and only 2 guys meeting, if it senses the occupancy, we can use IoT sensors to sense the occupancy. Depending on that, we can actually change the temperature set point to say that cooling can be reduced. So a lot of companies now, a lot of buildings now are using sensors, IoT sensors, occupancy sensors, lighting sensors, all these kinds of sensors, but they need a software or a platform to actually combine all this data, right? And that's where our influence comes in. So energy optimizations can be done by using different levers. Occupancy, time of day, lunchtime. We will take a lot of points from the historical data to see where the occupancy this and this, and then AI will make those changes.